Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really powerful ancient text from the prophet Ezekiel. And honestly, it tackles a question that we still wrestle with all the time.
So let's just put it out there. Are you punished for your parents' mistakes? I mean, that's a heavy question, right? And it is the absolute heart of what's going on in Ezekiel chapter 18. This wasn't some abstract debate for them. This was about life, death, and figuring out why their entire world was falling apart.
To really get what's going on, we have to kind of step back and understand the mood, the vibe of the people Ezekiel was talking to. This was a time of immense crisis, and they were desperate to understand why all this was happening to them.
So let's set the scene. The year is around 592 BC. Ezekiel is delivering this prophecy to Jewish exiles living in Babylon. These people had seen it all. Their northern kingdom had been wiped out, and now they themselves had been forcibly dragged from their homeland. They felt lost, and they were looking for someone or something to blame.
And they had this saying, a popular proverb that pretty much summed up how they felt. It's this one right here. It's a poetic way of saying, hey, our ancestors are the ones who messed up, and now we're the ones paying the price for it. It's the ultimate, it's not my fault excuse.
And let's be clear, this wasn't just some casual grumbling. This had become their theology. It was a whole belief system built around blame shifting. It let them see themselves as totally innocent victims, and frankly, to accuse God of being completely unfair, as if judgment was just some kind of family curse.
But then, right in the middle of all this despair and finger-pointing, God steps in. He speaks through Ezekiel to confront this idea head-on and to just completely dismantle it.
And you really got to pay attention to how God says this. As I live. That's not just a figure of speech. When God swears, as I live, he is making an oath based on his own existence. It is the most powerful, most unbreakable promise possible. He is forcefully shutting this whole way of thinking down.
So the message is crystal clear. The era of blaming your parents is over. God is basically saying, that excuse, it stops. It ends right here, right now. A totally new standard for justice is being put in place.
And this is where it gets really good. Because God doesn't just tear down an old, broken idea. He replaces it with something revolutionary. He lays down a whole new cornerstone for how his justice works.
This is it. This is the new foundation. Behold, all souls are mine. God is saying that every single person, father, son, daughter, mother, you name it, belongs directly to him. There's no family plan when it comes to sin and judgment. Each soul stands on its own, and the consequences fall on the one who actually does the sinning.
And what this all boils down to is the principle of individual accountability. You are not defined by your family tree in God's eyes. Your life, your choices, well, they lead to your consequences. It's a huge shift from blaming the group to taking personal responsibility.
Now, to make sure nobody misses the point, to make sure this isn't just some abstract theory, the text lays out a crystal clear case study. It's a tale of two generations that shows exactly how this new principle works in the real world.
So we get this incredible side-by-side comparison. On one side, you've got a just father. He follows God's laws. He avoids idolatry, he's faithful, he helps the poor, he's actively righteous. But then, on the other side, you have his son, who completely rejects that entire way of life and dives headfirst into violence, greed, and idolatry. So what's the verdict for the father? Because of his personal righteousness, he gets life. And life here means more than just breathing. It means he is approved by God, he's in a right relationship, he is saved because of his own obedience. And the verdict for the wicked son is just as personal. He shall not live. And notice that last part, his blood shall be upon him. That's a really powerful way of saying his death is 100% his own fault. His father's good deeds, they have zero power to save him from his own choices.
Okay. So after that stark example, what's the ultimate message? What are we supposed to take away from this profound, game-changing declaration about justice?
Well, Ezekiel 18 basically demolishes two really dangerous ideas. First, you can't inherit guilt. The sins of your parents are not your destiny. And second, you can't borrow righteousness. Your mom's faith or your dad's good works won't get you a pass. Every soul stands on its own.
And this is where this ancient text leaves us. You see, it isn't just a warning. It's an incredible declaration of freedom. It frees you from the past and empowers you for the future. It tells you that your destiny isn't written by your ancestors. It's written by your choices. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with that freedom?